Hey guys, welcome to mathspays.com. We're looking at discounts and the unitary method. Now, again, this is portioned in the financial section, only because discounts are often referred to in terms of money. I'm going to say also that this lesson is really closely linked with my lesson on the GST. If you haven't watched that lesson, I would really encourage you to go and do so because they have really similar traits to that. And I certainly do mention the unitary method in that sort of session. Okay, so I guess what am I talking about being a discount? So your question's going to be such as, you buy something for $500 and you get 10% off in a sale. They might ask you then, how much will the new price be? So this is the first type of question. And this is pretty easy, you would think, because we've done lots of percentages now. We're simplifying 10% or an equivalent amount, so 0.1, 1 over 10 or 10 over 100, and we're simply timesing that by the amount. Hopefully you'll know by now that 10% of $500 is just $50. So if I'm being discounted that amount, then that means that we are subtracting that $50 off the original amount, and I'm only having to pay $450. Okay, that is the first style of question. You will see it, but that is the easier question. It's just finding a percentage of an amount. We've done that hundreds of times. However, the popular kind of question, like the GST question, okay, is, I guess, a reverse discount question. Now, what the reverse discount question is, they'll say that the item cost $450 in a sale, and they'll say how much was it before, or how much was it originally. And so that's a bit more challenging, because what you're going to find, if I simply find 10% of $450, you're going to come up with $45, which you can see from that previous question is actually incorrect. So like GST, we can't just find 10% and plus it on. What we have to figure out is the following. Well, if you've got 100% off sale, sorry, a 10% off sale, what that actually means is that what you have is 90% of the price, which means that 90% is equaling to 450. We're going to find 1%. Can you remember how to do this? We divide by 90, okay, and we throw that into the calculator, and that comes up with $5. And because we want the original price before, okay, that means we're looking for 100%. We're simply timesing that by 100, and then voila, we come up with the original $500. Now, the reverse question, guys, that's the one that you need to look out for. We're going to practice 3 questions now. Each time, guys, I want you to pause it, and then I want you to then watch it and see how you have gone. Okay, let's have a crack. A shop has a 20% off sale. If a guitar normally costs $1,200, how much will it be now? Well, this is not a reverse question, okay? We're saying that it normally costs $1,200, and I'm getting 20% off that price. So usually for most of us, we're going to simply times that by 20% or 0.2 or 20 over 100, and we're going to find out that we are being discounted an amount of $240, which means that it's being taken off the original amount, okay, which is going to give us an answer of $960. Now, for those of you who are a little bit more advanced in this, you guys might recognize that if you're getting 20% off, well, that's the same as finding what 80% of the price is, and you get your $960 straight away. So again, that's the more advanced method of doing so, but this is kind of the more normal one for most people. So that was like a normal type of question. All right, the next one, again, pause it, give this one a nudge. Okay, welcome back. So I've bought a surfboard for $450. Okay, it had 30% already taken off this price. We want to know how much it was before the sale. Okay, so no, we can't just find 30% of this amount and add it on. We know that won't work. So what we do know is that if it was in a sale it's had 30% taken off, which means what this amount represents, it represents 70% of the normal price or the original price. What we want at the end of this is just 100%. So let's use a unitary method. We're going to find out what just 1 unit is, or 1%. How do I do that? Well, we divide it by 70, because 70 divided by 70 equals 1. So 450 divided by 70, okay, that equals, again, not a very nice number, but $6.42 ellipsis, okay, because it continues. Remember, don't round early. Okay, now what we can do to get 100%, we times it by 100 and we come up with a final answer of $642.86. Now, because that's my final answer, we can round. Okay, so we only round at the very end of the question. Okay, so that was a more challenging question. That's the one you're going to get, guys. Okay, so please get used to that question. Now, I think I've thrown in one last question. Here we go. 28% of a number is 30. What is the number? All right, so we're just going to use just a nice normal bit of unitary method. This time we're simply being told that 28% is equal to 30. So once again, 1% equals, and then we're going to find 100% equals. Remember, how do we find 1%? Well, in this case, I've got 28, so I'm going to divide both sides by 28. So 30 divided by 28, okay, we get 1.0714 ... ellipsis. Okay, I'm going to simply now times that by 100 to get my answer. Now, I didn't give you a real good answer there, but we got 107.1. That's rounded to 1 decimal place, okay, or 107 to the nearest whole number. All right, guys, that is discounts using the unitary method. I advise you to look up on that, particularly question B. That's the question you're going to see a lot. And also question C, that's a bit of a NAPLAN question. A lot of the time they like to throw that into the NAPLAN as a nice little sort of calculator exercise, or it's like usually like a 10% or a 20%er when it's a non-calculator exercise. Any problems, drop me an email, guys. Otherwise, have an awesome day.